grab your big book, your pen, your highlighter, and notepad and get ready to hear and apply some of the solution from the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous through the experience, strength, and hope of Nikki M. To have a question addressed in a future episode of Noodle It Out with Nikki, please send an email to noodlewithnikki@gmail.com, and Nikki is spelled with 2 Ks. To get a more interactive experience with Nikki as she noodles out life and recovery questions using the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous, you can get a link to her weekly Noodle It Out with Nikki meeting held live on Zoom every Monday morning at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. The information to that meeting is in the show notes of this podcast. Welcome everybody to the Rico 12 Noodle It Out with Nikki M Podcast. I'm Justin B., your host, but today we are going to releasing a recording that I didn't do with Nikki myself. It's something that she recorded when she was invited to be a speaker on the 6 and 7 meeting that they do with the Spiritual Cartel Fellowship, and she asked that I post this week so that you can hear this message, this experience, strength, and hope from Nikki M. Before I post that, just a quick reminder, if your higher power is nudging you to donate and contribute to the Rico 12 family of recovery resources, you can do so by clicking on the links in the show notes or visiting rico12.com/support and donate there. Your help, whether it be financial or word of mouth, really does help. All right, let's listen to Nikki's talk that she gave on July 30th of 2025 in the Spiritual Cartel Fellowship. Here we go.
Dear God, I'm ready for your help in removing from me the defects of character which I now realize are an obstacle to my recovery. Help me to continue being honest with myself and guide me towards spiritual and mental health. Amen. It is with much love and gratitude that the group welcomes Nikki M to come and share with us today. Nikki, over to you.
Thank you so much, my brother Purdy. Hi, everyone. I'm Nikki M, and I'm a grateful member of CA. And what makes me a member? Well, our book on Tradition 3, long form, says, and I like to read it, it says, our membership ought to include all who suffer from alcoholism, and we may deny no one. So I just want to thank CA and the group 6 and 7 for having me here today and showing me the way out, because there is a way out. I'm from Toronto, Canada, and I'm just so grateful today. To be honest, I'm a little nervous because I love Purdy and he's recording it. So it's like, I don't want to mess up, but my book says, Nikki, you may make mistakes. Also, it's 5 p.m. Toronto time and everyone's calling me, and all I have is a phone and not a computer. So we're going to hope this goes well. I've been asked to come and speak about steps 6 and 7. And what qualifies me to speak about that? Well, once I start, I can't stop. And I can't control the amount of many things on the planet Earth. Okay, does that sound like some of you? I want you to look for the similarities today as we speak and as I talk, because I am you and you are me. I'm going to speak big book today as much as I can, and I'm going to urge you to try our program. See, this is a program, and we're here to get reprogrammed. So lately I've been asking people, who programmed you? See, I came programmed, my parents, my school, my government, the system, and we're here in 12-step to get reprogrammed. And so in order to get reprogrammed, I have to come in here honest, open-minded, and willing every day. And this program comes with a book and a set of instructions. And I'm just so grateful to Bill W. for this. So every day, how do I do step 6 and 7? Well, every day I have to admit what? That I'm sick, that I can't differentiate the true from the false, that my addict life is my only normal one, and that I'm suffering an illness that only, see, it says only in my book, not a doctor, not a move from Toronto to the UK. See, not a new baby. I did that 12 years apart. And I was like, wait, what? Thank God God gave me a boy this time because I was not going to do a teenage girl over again. And so I had to, every day, what do I have to do in order to do a step 6 and 7? I have to know I'm beyond human aid and that I've lost everything, including the will to live. Okay, so this is real radical stuff if you're like me and all my friends on here. I see a lot of my friends, right? I like to blot out the consciousness of my existence with whatever I can get my hands on. Are you like that? Because a lot of you will put down your cocaine and then what are you going to pick up? And you won't be able to do a step 6 and 7 every day if you're picking up other things. See, this is really radical. And if you're picking up something looking for a power, the power's inside of you. See, my book says the power's deep inside of me. So I don't know why everyone's running around looking for another program. You can stay right here in CA. You can stay right there in AA, but you need a program. You need a big book. You need to smash the idea that you're like anyone on the planet. And after 13 years of being in this room, in the CA rooms, I've smashed the idea that I'm like anyone on the planet Earth. See, I'm laser designed by the creator of the universe. Don't forget, everyone, if you're going to do a 6 and 7 every day, we're in a spirit world. So you got to get into your spirit mind. It says my thought life. So get here with me. And every day, if I want to do a step 6 and 7, what do I need to do? I need to make a decision every day that I'm a member of this program, number 1. And number 2, that I'm going to abandon myself to this lifestyle. See, this is the lifestyle, a design for living. So if you're here just to get free from cocaine, you'll get free from cocaine, but then other things are going to come and grab you. And when they do, they'll take you out. And sometimes you won't make it back. We lose a lot of people in these rooms. Let's go deep. If I want to do a step 6 and 7 every day, I need to do a searching and fearless moral inventory of myself. See, I took a lot of inventory recently of my government, of my baby daddies. Yes, I have too. You know, I like to take other people's inventory. Some of my friends in here probably need to do a couple proper amends to some of you. Maybe I don't have the willingness right now, and I'm going to pray for it every day. It's radical, right? But I stay in the rooms. See, every day it says I have to make a searching and fearless inventory. I'm at fault. I'm to blame. So when I get to 6 and 7 after talking to the properly appointed authority, are you guys talking to the properly appointed authority? Are you talking to the right people? Oh, Nikki, that's for a step 5. No, my friend, that's for everyday living. See, my book says this is a design for living that works in rough going. And I don't know if you're like me, but it's 2025 and it's hard to be a starseed in 2025. Lots of things out there trying to pull me into the human world and that programming. So every day when I do my step 6, I have to be entirely ready. See, entirely is 100% ready. In the good, in the bad. But someone just died, Nikki. In the good, in the bad. I just won $1 million. In the good, in the bad. Entirely ready. And it says to have God. What's God? Nikki, I hate God. I did too when I came in here. But a couple years ago during COVID, when I lost all my rights, I got a big giant tattoo that says God on my neck. I thought it was going to be small. Okay, so be careful what you do when you're in, just be careful. Anyway, what is God? Grow or die? See, I've got to be ready every day to grow or die. Go there with your sponsees. Or how about this? I've got to be ready every day to be humble. I've got to be ready every day to be polite. I've got to be ready every day to be obsessed with gratitude. Okay, this is radical. Most won't make it. I've got to be ready every day to get honest, radically honest. And lately, love and tolerance is our code, but that's not the most highest vibration, my star seeds and my members of Cocaine Anonymous. The highest vibration is being your authentic self. So sometimes I don't scrape and I'm not servile. I stand tall. I don't crawl before anyone. And that may seem unloving and intolerant, but guess what? People pleasing is very dishonest, because only living in the spiritual principles every day, for my people in the back, only living there will that remove my defects of character. What are my defects of character? The opposites of the spiritual principles. We're not here to do a step 5. And if you've done a thorough step 5 and you want to keep it simple, it's the 7 deadly sins. And if you're in a program like me and my friends on here, we have a laser design workbook that gives you your inventory. You don't even have to look. It's been done for us. So I have to do this every day, and I have to get right with God, not you people. Because if I get right with God, which is in you people, like you see what we've been programmed. It's in you people. Deep down inside every man and woman and child is a fundamental idea of God. So if I get right with God, I'm getting right with you. I'm getting right with me. You are me. I am you. Spirit world. Radical. Then I have to sit somewhere every day, quiet for an hour, meditating and reflecting on what I do every day. What have I done? What am I going to do? This is a lifestyle for a lifetime. And then every day I have to ask myself, is my work solid so far? What does that mean, Nikki? Did I smash the idea that I'm like other people every day? Did I make a decision to abandon myself every day? Am I looking at where I'm always at fault? I'm always to blame every day. Am I admitting I'm powerless over my thinking every day? This is every day. I've rewritten the big book in my mind, and every sentence says every day. Do you have a line out on that? Because this is radical. You don't get a day off. Daily reprieve. What does that mean? Every day, I have to make sure my stones are properly in place. I'm working on my 6 and 7, Nikki. You do that every day. You know, every day. Are you willing? Because willingness can't be dispensed. What does indispensable means? You can't get it. I live in Toronto, Canada. If I want anything, it will be dispensed. Alcohol, drugs, sex. Go deeper. Everything. Food can be dispensed. You can call those bike riders on their e-bikes with their big things on their backpacks and get anything delivered to you, even the illegal stuff. And I'm not talking drugs and alcohol. Are you awake? You will never get willingness, honesty, and open-mindedness dispensed to you. Okay? So if you have a good sponsor, I do. His name is Cameron F. He's been on here before. And he's also my neighbor. And he's shown me how futile, fatal, and destructive living in self is. See, this is not the disease of cocaine. This is the disease of self. And you're here to get a new belief system. So if you do not have a new belief system, you're not going to make it. I'm here to get a new attitude, a new belief system. And I can't be getting a new belief system if I'm blotting out the consciousness of my existence with whatever I can get my hands on. But I'm sober, Nikki, but you're gambling. But I'm sober, but you're under someone. But I'm sober, but I'm shoving everything in my God-shaped hole. Wake your sponsees up, because they will wake you up. We're all mirror reflections here. This goes deep. And when your sponsee argues for I can't, then you won't. Did everyone hear that? I can't. Words matter. We're in a spirit word. Spelling. What are you saying? You're casting spells on yourself when you say, I can't, I won't. Oh, did I introduce myself? Hi, I'm Nikki M. I'm an alchemist. Because I'm a spearhead too. I can be whatever I want. I tap power. I tap power. See, I'm in some certain trials and low spots. I've got some crazy neighbors. They have a crazy neighbor named Nikki M. And long story short, I have to stop doing the things I want to do. Step 6, there's an action. I'm going to be more loving. What does that look like, Nikki M? I'm going to be more patient, more kind. Into action. Stop doing what you want to do. You mean you came home from Luxembourg last year and they destroyed your home on a renovation? Yep. What do you normally do, Nikki? Well, I want to cut a bitch. Sorry, it's recorded. I don't care. Sorry, but that's how I get. I want to burn things up, including my own life. But guess what? I stopped doing the things I want to do and I start doing the things I don't want to do. Like I had to go to the properly appointed authority and get a lawyer. Guess what? I've ran out of money, friends. $5,000 into it. And guess who's a lawyer? Me. Legally Blonde, Ally McBeal. Tell me about it. I can be whatever I want here. I stop doing the things I want to do and start doing the things I don't want to do. Like go to that courthouse and I'm like, wait, what? What's going on? Thank God my lawyer's in the background helping me, but I'm a lawyer. You understand what this program does? It reprograms you to a new belief system that you can do anything on the planet Earth. Or why are you here? You're not here just to stop using cocaine. You are here to be reborn. And I've had 2 children natural, because you know I don't like those chemical things. And so what happened? Wow, painful rebirth, phoenix out of the ashes. You have to stop doing the things you want to do. Did you do that? Or are you just stopping drinking and stopping cocaine and stopping your food and stopping your swearing, Nikki? No, that's a habit I have. Please, God, remove that, but we'll work on that another day because I'm not ready or willing to stop. Wow. And that's okay, because the broad highway gets very narrow here, you guys. Remember, we read on page 135 that it's a little too much to get on, people. I don't want to get out my big book, but I will. It's always here. But here it is. Like, this is one addiction at a time. It's not going to be removed, and the character defects will not be removed all at once. So let's just read 135 while we're here, because we do all have a big book, because this is a program that comes with a book. White pages, black ink, and a blue cover. And if you're like me, you've got a cool cover from your sponsor. Here we go. Here's a case in point. One of our friends is a heavy smoker and drinker, but they're free of alcohol. You understand? We lose one addiction at a time, one defect at a time. There's no doubt that he's overindulging. What are you overindulging in, you guys? You put down whatever it is. The broad highway gets very narrow. And don't force your sponsees. Why? It says right here. So we nag. You nagging people? You nagging yourself? You becoming a spiritual nuisance? You self-loathing and flogging? Because that's a character defect. See, my book says I must not drift. See, my book says I will make mistakes. And this is exactly as it should be, because it says this is the test. This is a test. Hey, I forgot to tell you, welcome to Earth School. Welcome to Earth School, everybody. And guess what? We're lucky enough to burn our lives into the ground, because I'm going to go deep here, because we're in a spirit world, and someone needs to talk about the spirit world more in the rooms, because a lot of you will get better, but you won't get free. Why? You forget you're in a spirit world. See, this book says, remember. Remember always. Are you remembering always that your sex powers are God-given, or are you doing the things you want to do and you forget in step 7 to stop doing the things that you're not supposed to do? Like, this is radical. But I'm sober, Nikki. No, you're in sobriety. You're taking people hostage, including yourself and your family, and you're not free. There's no miracles. There's no miracles going on here. There's just mediocre recovery. This is really cool, isn't it? Because we're all starseeds talking about the spirit world and how we're reborn and how we're remembering always. It says, remember always. Remember 10 or 20 years of drunkenness. Remember. So go deep, spirit people. Are you remembering who you are? I forgot, because they programmed me. They gave me a number, and I'm not going to say it here because you could use it and I don't know, get a green card in California, because that's where I've got 2 numbers. One in California, well, America, one in Canada. They gave me a number. They gave me a program. Now, if you're listening to this at a later date, I'm making robot moves, because that's what we've been programmed in. But they forgot I was a starseed. They forgot that I will remember, because I tap power. The book says we tap power. It doesn't say we tap mediocre like poo-poo. This is miracles here. So wake your sponsees up to the great reality that we are amazing. And especially, I'm going to go deep, especially drug addicts, because we cover up. We're like, why are we here? What's going on? This world is not for me. And then we start covering it up with things. And then I'm like, what is going on? I'm not here. I remember 10 years old going, alien nation, take me away. And then I remembered I'm a starseed, but I don't remember what planet. I'm still working on that one. What are you guys called? Those readers, message me and I'll tell you, and you can figure out what planet I'm from, please. Because I'm not from Earth. but I'm here to remember and bring people home. Are you bringing people home to the truth that's buried deep down inside of you? That you have to stop doing the things you want to do every day. I'm entirely willing to smash the idea I'm like anyone on the planet. I'm entirely ready to be my authentic self because I have yet to find people like me, because I'm me. There's no other me. There's no other Purdy. There's no other Katie. There's no other Kimia. There's no other Cameron. There's no other Car. Go down the list of all the pictures I'm seeing here. There's only one Nikki M. And I'm grateful that God laser designed me. See, a lot of us are forgetting to do this every day and get humble. You getting humble? Because when you tap power, sometimes it can be hard to get humble, isn't it? Because magic things happen. When we were in the parking lot of this meeting, my friend and I were talking about how much we love the heat. And there's an island in Toronto and it's summer right now. And it was so hot the other day and I rode my bike. Okay. And I mean, I was baking on the beach and I had this water bottle and I had no ice because I was like last minute. Oh, I went to the courthouse. The courthouse is closed. I'm like, lawyers have great hours from 11 to 2. The office is closed. Like, yeah, sign me up. So I got on my bike and went to the beach and I was sitting there thinking, I need ice. I need ice. And an hour later, someone walked by and said, I see your big bottle of water in the lake and you're trying to get it cold in God's ice chest. And he says, I have a bag of ice. Would you like it? And it was a full bag of ice. See, some of you know me long enough and you've been in it. My hot tub, I didn't have one. I lost my job in COVID. See, the power of the mind. I stopped doing the things I want to do, like destroy people, destroy myself, destroy the world. And I start remembering that I'm a servant of God, the highest title, because I was programmed to think that the money, the fame, the fortune, those people on that screen is what I need to do and achieve. No. And I'm not talking the screens on Zoom. I'm talking to tell lies to your vision. Is everyone awake here? This is radical. What's Nikki talking about? I just want to get off drugs and alcohol and off that ex-husband of mine. It's more than that. See, it's more than that. And the book talks about it. You have to get humble. And you have to ask the creator. It doesn't say call your sponsor. If you have your sponsees calling you every day, you are failing them. And I don't mind saying it to you. You are hurting them because it says we're beyond human aid. So you're reprogramming your sponsee to rely on human aid. Call me at 7 a.m. every Monday through Friday. Excuse me? Excuse me, that's not in the book. So make sure you reconcile with the book what's being said. There should be a big book between you and your sponsee at all times. And if you're talking to fellows and they say something like, call me every morning, I would ask, what page is that on? Because my book on page 24 says, when this sort of thinking is established in a woman named Nikki M with alcoholic tendencies, I have placed myself beyond human aid. Are you beyond human aid? Or are you running again? Ask God turns into ask my therapist, ask my mommy, ask my daddy, trauma dump on my kids. Oh, that sounds weird when I make weird noises in the recording. I forgot that. I won't make weird noises. Okay, back to the book and not weird noises. I'm to every day ask God to remove my shortcomings. And what are my shortcomings? They're my character defects. They're my liabilities. They're the things that block me from God. And let's go deep. That's not who you are. Starseeds, members of Cocaine Anonymous, members, spearheads. You are not your defects of character. These are the things that block you from who you are. Remember who you are. Your love, your light, you're authentic. You're beautiful. You're awesome. Nothing can touch you when you remember who you are. Always. And then every day, how about whenever the hell you feel like it, you say, and remember, it starts with my creator. I mean, we're allowed to come in here and it says, Why don't you choose your own conception? And people in the back, if you haven't picked the most powerful God in the world, I'm going to say it here. I feel sorry for you. Because this is the kind of program where you can be limitless expansion, says my book. Limitless. And why are you putting limits on God? I wanted ice and I got ice when it was, what was it, 33 degrees Celsius. Americans change it to Fahrenheit. I forgot. See, I was programmed in America and now I can't even do the conversion. I've been in Canada for 30 years. Program. You see that? There it is, live in action. I've been programmed. And so make sure this book is programming you. Nikki, you said all you do is talk big book because all the other programs didn't work. I tried a lot of other books. I tried a lot of other things. Nothing worked. This is the only thing that worked. And I've watched a lot of you get programmed way faster than I have. I'm lazy girl. That's my street gang name, lazy girl. But when I'm not in the hood mentality and I'm in the God mentality, I don't have even a title except servant. I'm just trying to think, what's your title, Nikki? But my title is servant. See, I used to think it was CEO or I had to be something or someone, but this program has taught me that my creator doesn't make mistakes. My creator is perfect. I'm not. My creator created what I'm looking out at the window. And the neighbors I was talking about that I've been angry at and the resentment that keeps reoccurring, they're my teachers. Some of you are my teachers. One of you especially I see in a box. You're my biggest teacher. I think you know who you are. It's awesome. And then I'm every day to say I'm willing. I'm willing that God, this creation, should have all of me, see good and bad. I'm a little bit country. I'm a little bit rock and roll. I know it's not karaoke, but you guys know I love that song. So it's like, I'm a little bit of everything. Actually, you can't see me on camera at a later date listening, but I'm black, I'm white. I've got a white Lebanese, Arabic, Irish mother, and I've got a Rastafari, black, indigenous dad from Dominica. And so I'm a little bit of everything, a little bit of good, a little bit of bad, a little bit of white, a little bit of black, a little bit of mixed, a little bit of blah, a little spicy, a little salty. It's cool. You see, in this program, we're not a glum lot. Someone takes you hostage on a speaker meeting with their drunk log, either leave or you can also just think about God, because we're not here to drift into morbid reflection. You can touch on it for a minute, but why? Because that was the programming over the years. What was it like? What happened? What did we do? Let's change it up. It's 2025. Let's get modern here. That whole old AA system or that old speaker system is gonzo. Let's get into the solution, which is this. I am now, this minute, every moment of every minute of every second, time is not real, willing that this creation should have all of me. I'm going to pray every day that this power, that the spiritual principles in action will remove. A lot of you are just praying, going, God remove, God remove. You're reading the Drop the Rock book, God remove, and you're not taking any action. Meanwhile, there's a whole chapter called Into Action. I mean, like, that's why I'm from another planet, because even in the rooms, it's like, wait, excuse me, are we on the same book? Are we reading the same book? It doesn't say these are the steps we read and talked about. It says these are the steps we took. And I see a lot of people, God, I wish this was an R-rated meeting, but circle jerking the problems instead of getting into the solution. Like, we don't sit here to go around the circle and go, oh, I'm so, no, we're here to say, I've tapped power and I've recovered from a seemingly fake news. It's fake news. Seemingly means fake news. Hopeless. I'm not hopeless. I have bad days. Ooh, sometimes, yeah, I can get into a murderous rage. During COVID, when I lost my rights, when I couldn't travel to see my boyfriend in Luxembourg for 2.5 years, and you, my beautiful friend, the meditation master, helped me get through that dark period. I'll never forget it. And long story short, you get reborn here. You get reborn here. Does that make sense? Because these character defects, liabilities, old belief systems, let's go deeper. Let's go deep on this real quick because I got about 15 minutes left. This old belief system that's blocking you from your new belief system. Does that make sense? Your old belief system, your old attitude, your old ideals are blocking you from this power that's hidden deep down inside of you with your thought life of, I can't, I'm in victim mode, self-pity, being driven by the 400 forms of madness they talk about on page 62. You being driven? Nikki, it only says 100 forms. Well, smarty pants, do the math. 100 forms of fear, 100 forms of self-seeking, 100 forms of self-pity, and 100 forms of self-delusion. That's 400 forms of madness. I'm smart and pretty. This book told me so. You guys told me so. You guys loved me until I could see it in myself. That's what you do. See, because my book says there's a substitution for the cocaine, for him, for you not being able to work and travel, Nikki. There's a substitute, and it's a fellowship. And that's where you guys are going to speak the truth over me and remind me to stop doing the things I want to do. But he said this, let me blow up his phone. Nikki, stop doing what you want to do. Put the phone down, go out for a walk, take that new body Pilates class that you like on the machines. I love that. That's cool. That's all, see, modern stuff. We don't stay where we were. They didn't have that in the 80s. They have it now. Why are we doing the stuff in the 80s and the 90s? Some of you remember the 70s and 60s. Why are you repeating those same thought patterns? It says we grow in effectiveness and understanding, understanding, overstanding, as my Rastafari daddy likes to say. Are you growing in overstanding of the human race and the spirit world? Because that's where we live. Oh, I'm working on my step 6 and 7, Nikki, every day. I'm working on my step 3. That's a decision that you make every second of every moment of every minute. I'm working on my amends. And when I get to my amends, says the sponsor, and I make three amends, says the sponsor, then I'll move you on to step 10. That's not what my book says. So if you hear that in the rooms, friends, or you have a sponsor who's making you stick on amends when it says our behavior will convince them more, which means a lifestyle change, a belief system change, a soul system change. We vigorously commence this way of living as, not once, not when, as we live in 6 and 7 and clean up the past. See, the steps are steps 1 through 9, every day, all day. Step 10, we are looking at ourselves every day. What's my part? That's not what our big book says. Now, there's other books and other fellowships that says, what's my part? But my book says I'm to blame every day. My book says I'm at fault every day. My book says the inventory is mine, not the world's, not anybody else's. And I fail big time. But then I don't get mad at myself and I don't self-loathe and get into self-pity. I go, page 60 says we're not saints. And that's not me. I'm not a saint. That's why I'm not going to give up my swearing, my scrolling, or my smoking right now. That's for another day. It's not killing me right now. You understand? This is radical. But I gave up so many other things that make your head spin because I'm a monster in my disease. And I do things sober, prey to misery, and I don't like the word depression, self-obsession. I'm depressed, Nikki. I need this. No, my book says I have a soul sickness. My book says only a spiritual solution will solve it. My book says a spiritual mode of living is the most powerful health restorative. And people want to cry for their limitations, but I have to have. My ducks need to be in a row. I need to get the doctors. I need to get the Ozempic. You awake? I'm not having it anymore because my friends are dropping dead. I showed you a picture of my friend here. She's on my wall. But where's my other people? Here he is. This guy lives on my wall. He didn't want to go. He didn't want to die. And this girl, where is she? This is my starseed before you. This is your replacement, lady. This person did not want to die, but she did. Many, not a few, many pursue it into the gates of insanity or death. I'm holding up beautiful pictures of people who have left our fellowship, left the planet Earth, because they refused to see this way of life. They refused to see this way of life. And so it's a family disease that no one could have power over. No one could have power over this family illness of alcoholism. Many of you know my mom lives in my house because her husband of 25 years took a pistol and pulled it right in front of her. And the poor guy didn't die instantly, Grandpa. They landed a helicopter in the street and he died midair. And so even though my mom and I aren't slamming dope in the house, we're living with the disease of alcoholism forever. And some of you know because you live with your family members that are untreated Al-Anon. That's worse than a heroin addict. Yeah, I said it. Untreated Al-Anon, to control, manipulate, manage, martyr. My book says we never, never arrange a person's life. They don't tell the drinker never, never, but they tell to the wives, to the codependent, to the hostage takers, never, never arrange a person's life. Back to step 6 and 7. Grant me strength every day. God, grant me strength. Universe, frequency, higher vibrations. Call in my star seeds, call in my spirit guides. Everybody help me. I need strength. I can't do this life without you because I have stuff standing in the way of my usefulness, like resentments, like my need to be right, like my need to control. You guys awake, and that's sober. Like anyone can stop drinking, screwing. It's staying stopped and connected to the power that's harder than anything you will do on the planet Earth. It's staying in a high spirit world. The spiritual life is not a theory. You must live it. God, strengthen my love, my forgiveness, and a lot of it's moving away just being on this meeting. My acceptance, my willingness, strengthen my willingness that I can have those conversations with people I don't want to have. God, remove my hate, strengthen my love. God, remove my fear and strengthen my power. This is radical stuff. That's why most of us won't make it. Not easy, you guys. And I have to go out to here to do God's bidding. What does that mean, everybody? Let's go deep on that. That means I work for God. I'm a multi-level marketing for God. That's what we do in these fellowships that we're all in. We're in the Spiritual Cartel. We're in Spiritual Gangsters. We're in the Big Book Sponsorship. We're in the Noodle Nikki. We're in the 6 and 7 group. We have these fellowships that are growing. And how did it grow? Because I sponsor and then you sponsor and then we multi-level market for God, wanting nothing in return. See, in a pyramid scheme, you get $25,000 and the person at the bottom gets nothing. But see, when you market for God, and I don't mean promotion, I mean attraction. I mean, we make the approach to the still suffering addict. We make the approach. It doesn't say raise your hand. Because my friends can't raise their hand. Their children have just gotten taken away. Their lover just killed themselves. They're withdrawing off alcohol, which is the #1 killer. Your heart explodes. Dead. Radical. So every day I've got to start doing the things I don't want to do by going out and doing God's bidding. What's God's bidding? God's business, not my business. I am to have no interest in my life anymore. And that's hard because I always want my little plans and designs. My little plans, my little booger-sized plans and designs in this great big universe. It's radical, isn't it? You know, I'm doing God's business, not Nikki's business, because my business was taking your husband hostage, ladies, and then wanting to kill him and myself while doing it. Sober, high, didn't matter, because I'm in the grip of a progressive illness, and it gets worse, never better. Oh, and then, hey, stay, you guys, because when you got menopause like me, and I'm going to rub it in, it's about 33 degrees right now in Canada. Yep. And you've got menopause and things aren't going your way. What are you going to do? You're going to stop doing the things you want to do and start doing the things you don't want to do. This is not easy. And the book says it. It says, simple but not easy. A price must be paid. Destruction of self. Are you self-destructing every day? Spirit creatures, I'm talking to you. Because it says I entered a spirit world. It doesn't say I'm walking around like a normal human anymore. It says I'm to smash the idea that I'm like other people. Oh, Nikki's going crazy today. Yeah, because let's go real quick on this page. It says right here, the faith and sincerity of both you and your sponsor and your fellowship and your friend and the world will be put to the test. These workouts should be regarded as part of your education, Nikki. You're in Earth School. I'm in Earth School. And like I said, and that's why I get so emotional with us, because we are so chosen. We are so special. And we get here, I get here and I go, what is this? And then I forget. I forgot I signed up for this planet Earth. That's what's really cool. I forgot I signed up for this. I forgot. I signed up to come here and have everything thrown at me so I could remember, so I could learn, because I'm going to go real star seed and spirit world on you. On my planet, we don't have hate. We don't have anything. We're in the, I don't even know what dimension. Someone help me figure this out, but I'm like, we don't have those things. And I come to Earth to feel what it's like to hate. And I come to feel what it's like to make love to a sweet man, what it's like to give birth and love a child, what it's like to love a dog, what it's like to be beaten up and pushed the other day at Gay Pride. Yeah, I was assaulted at a Pride festival. Can you walking with it's weird out there, people. Going to the sober tent to do a meeting. Why? Because the world's not right now, and that's okay. It says, this is my course. The people who wrong me are spiritually sick. Yes, they are. They're hurt and wounded, and they don't have a way out like we do. See, we're the lucky ones, everybody. We have a way out because we're entirely ready to let the spiritual principles do for us what we cannot do for ourselves. See, we know the secret. We know it's so radical when you burn your life into the ground and you get the magic Bible for survival. You get the magic book, because my book says I have a magic magnifying mind. And in that mind, I'm supposed to keep my head in the clouds with God. And you know, my sister, my feet on the ground, firmly planted on the ground. Because that's where all my fellow travelers are, walking beside me, commencing shoulder to shoulder our common journey. It's not easy, but it's so amazing. I am a retired burlesque entertainer. I've had a life I'm from California, Orange County. I have had a life beyond my wildest dreams. Everything I've ever gotten, I've wanted in a different way, not the way I wanted or saw it. But I wouldn't go back to that old life even if I could, because this little life of me and my big book, it's like a life beyond my wildest dreams. Like, I can't describe it. You cannot put into words the feelings and the emotions and the vibration and the frequency of living in a spirit world while you're walking on the planet Earth. There's no words for it. because it's a spirit. It's this feeling. And I know you guys know it, and it's indescribable. So what was it like? It was hell. What happened? A man named Cameron Freeman, Cameron F, made the approach. And what's it like now? Wow. I intuitively know how to handle situations that used to baffle me. Like when I come home and my new teachers next to me do things to my home. I intuitively knew to go to a lawyer. I intuitively knew not to kick my mother out of the house because she opened the door when they said they dropped a tool and she let them in. I intuitively knew that a year later, actually a year and 2 months later, that I have to be patient, says page 118. That this is not an overnight matter, Nikki. And it must, because there's something else that's going to happen. And there's someone else that's going to happen. And there's something else and someone else and all these things. But I'm in a spirit world. And I tap power. And it's beyond my wildest dreams. I mean, this is what the book says. It says the age of miracles is upon us. So step 6, let's just read it properly and hit it home. Nikki and her friends are entirely ready to have God, the creator of the universe, the spiritual principles, remove every single defect of character. And how do we do that? We stop doing the things we want to do. Page 12 says that thus God is concerned with us when we want God enough. Want God enough. And then every day get humble and ask God, beg God to remove every single defect of character, all your shortcomings, all your old belief systems, all your old attitudes, all your old ideals, and you will be reborn like me and all these star seeds on here. I love 6 and 7. Boop, boop, be doo.
Hey, thank you, Nikki. Absolute fire. Thank you, sister. Thank you for your share. You were heard. Appreciate you and grateful that you're here. Let's take a moment. My Creator, I'm now willing that you should have all of me, good and bad. I pray that you now remove from me every single defect of character which stands in the way of my usefulness to you and my fellows. Grant me strength as I go out from here to do your bidding. Amen. I'd like to now hand back to Nikki, who's going to take us out with a prayer or reading of their choice.
I love you all, and Purdy, just you're a miracle, and to see you with my friend there, and this is a special day for me, so thank you. This is called the glow up prayer. Okay, it's a glow up prayer because we're all glowing up and we're growing up here together. God, I begin with gratitude, deep and unwavering. Thank you for delivering me from people who were never meant to walk with me, especially those whose presence delayed, distorted, or distracted me from my destiny. Even when I didn't see their true purpose, you did. Thank you for every disconnection that was divine. What felt like direction was actually redirection. You rescued me from paths that would have led to spiritual detours. And for that, universe, I give you all the glory. God, I ask you now for continued clarity. Heaven sent insight to recognize all the spirit behind the smiles that motivate, hidden behind kind words and the energy wrapped in false lights. I no longer want to be faked by appearances or drawn in by charm without character. Help me see as you see. God, sharpen my discernment so I can love wisely, connect intentionally, and protect the calling you have placed with me. Strengthen me, God, to never again settle for energy that drains me, disrespects me, or diminishes my light. Let me no longer confuse consistency with compatibility or presence with purpose. When I feel tempted to accept less than I deserve out of fear or loneliness, remind me, God, of who I am in you. Empower me to rise above anything that disrupts my peace and lowers my vibration. I belong to the consciousness of the greater collective of love, not depletion. Help me guard my time, my mind, my peace like treasures from heaven. Remind me, universe, that not everyone deserves access to my inner sanctuary. Let me no longer offer sacred parts of myself to people who treat me casually. Protect my mental space, emotional well-being, and my spiritual atmosphere. Release me from anger and guilt. Thank you, universe, for giving me permission to honor my soul. Remind me that my glow up is divinely activated. I don't need applause. I don't need validation. Elevate me in spirit. And finally, God, surround me with those that mirror my light, not those that compete with it or resent it. Let every setback I face become fuel for something greater. May I rise not to seek revenge, but to dwell in purpose, peace, and divine protection. Let my life be proof that healing is the highest form of triumph. And as I continue to rise, keep me close to you, because I know with you, God, I lack nothing. Glow up time, my friends. I love you.